I'm Andrea Renee, and you're watching Mahalo Video Games Today, where I bring you the latest gaming news and all the updates on the walkthroughs that our Mahalo team is working on. So, first up, news broke last week that media giant Viacom had sold off Harmonix, the creator of the rhythm and music genre of video games. Yeah, I said it. Ever played Frequency? Sorry, I'll stay on topic. Harmonix developed the original Guitar Hero series before jumping the Activision ship to partner with MTV Games and Viacom to create Rock Band and all subsequent sequels. Their newest invention, Dance Central, is doing well and is super fun to play, but let's face it ain't no Call of Duty. Given the tepid sales of recent releases, Viacom decided to sever ties with Harmonix, selling the company to a private investor for the bargain basement price of $50. Yes, you heard correctly. The company previously purchased for $175 million was sold for less than the price of a current game. Of course, this sounds ridiculous, right? Well, it turns out the private holding company isn't getting the steal of the century. They are inheriting Harmonix's $150 million worth of liabilities, most of which are music licensing rights. Now, there's no word on what's going to happen with Harmonix, but I'm sure we'll hear more details soon. And Viacom? Well, they'll get $150 million in tax credits, so all in all, not a huge loss. Up next, if your anticipation for a Mass Effect 3 hasn't started building up yet, then maybe this news will kickstart it. If you have put in your Mass Effect 2 disc lately, you'll notice that the Cerberus Daily News has issued a notice that daily updates will end on January 24th. So sad, I know, but the exciting part is that 3 weeks leading up to the launch of Mass Effect 3, they will resume, starting with a downloadable content release. So in essence, there will be more Mass Effect before the new Mass Effect. Woohoo! Word on the street is that the new downloadable content will bridge the gap between Mass Effect 2 and 3 based off information that Bioware has already put out. Of course, there are no details yet. It is almost a year away, but have no fear. Once the news is out, you'll hear it right here on Mahalo Video Games Today. Alright, now let's take a look at some of the games that Mahalo's team of hardcore gamers are playing through this week. Up first, Lost in Shadow. Released exclusively for the Wii, Lost in Shadow is reminiscent of Limbo, but doesn't have nearly as much pizzazz. The game is a puzzle platformer at heart, where you'll control the shadow of a boy that's been severed from the boy himself. Most of the gameplay occurs in the background environment as you control the shadow of the boy that must climb other shadows of towers, complete with puzzles and pesky enemies. Mahalo's gamers will show you how to get through all the puzzles while you're accompanied by a sylph or fairy, which can alter the direction of light sources and the alignment of shadows using the Wii's remote's pointer function. Now, it's not all in the dark, however. You will be able to briefly enter the 3D world and interact with the actual objects instead of just their shadows. We'll show you how to manipulate the shadows to your advantage and how to avoid obstacles. We are powering through the game right now, so check out all of our videos. Up next, Super Meat Boy. Praised by many as the downloadable game of the year, Super Meat Boy can be found on the Xbox Live Arcade and Windows, and as a follow-up to 2008's Meat Boy developed by Team Meat. You play as, you guessed it, Meat Boy, a small, skinless, cube-shaped boy who must save his girlfriend Bandage Girl from the evil Dr. Fetus. Now, in our walkthrough, we'll guide you through each level using Meat Boy's wall climbing ability while showing you where to avoid buzzsaws, salt, and other obstacles. There are 350 levels to get through, and some have been dubbed ridiculously hard, so only commit if you're a serious gamer. And on top of that, if you complete the levels within a certain time, you'll unlock an even harder alternate level. Mahalo's gamers will show you how to pass the warp zones in this platformer and where to collect all the hidden bandages so you can unlock cool guest characters from other indie games like the Pink Knight from Castle Crashers and Goo Ball from World of Goo. We'll also show you the unlockable The Internet's mode, which will be upgraded occasionally with new levels, and as a side note, a Linux and Mac version will be released later this month with a level editor where you can upload, download, and rate created levels. So, if you are looking for a great game off the beaten path, check out all of our Super Meat Boy walkthroughs. And that's it for today's show. Make sure to rate and subscribe right here on YouTube for all of your video game needs. Thanks for watching Mahalo Video Games Today. I'm Andrea Renee, and I'll see you next time.